What is up? I'm Mr. Bradley. This is the Heated Waves podcast. I'm here with my co-host and my best friend of the show, T-Ball.
What's up, YouTubers? Glad to be here for you on the Heated Waves podcast here in the Heated Waves studio. Like he said, I'm your boy T-Ball. Gonna bring you guys these Week 15 picks, but first, gonna throw it back to Mr. Bradley. Gonna get you guys those updates on the records for last week and the overalls. What you got?
You're still ahead, you sumbitch.
Of course.
Still ahead. Of course. Just so
Not to
conceited.
brag.
You had a pretty good week. You were 11-5. So now you're overall 125-67. Last week I was 10-6.
Not bad.
Previously I was 104-72, so it puts me at 114-78. You got me by 9 games right now.
Yeah, I told you about them Niners, bub.
Well, I'm sorry, you got me by 11 games. My bad. And fuck you on the Niners, because I was a lucky-ass end-of-the-game field goal because of a stupid face mask penalty. But let's get into the first game of Week 15.
Seattle Seahawks versus the Carolina Panthers. The Seattle Seahawks are 10-3. They're in the wild card position at this point. They are going against Panthers, who are 5-8. Russell Wilson is currently 5-1 against the Panthers, so it is looking good in his favor. Now, Christian McCaffrey for the Carolina Panthers, he's had 100-plus scrimmage yards in his last 7 consecutive games.
Ridiculous.
That is the longest active streak in the NFL right now.
Of course it is.
But Russell Wilson is a beast.
True that.
He is a beast. 3 of the last 4 quarterbacks to face the Panthers defense had 300-plus passing yards and 100-plus passer rating.
That looks good.
Russell Wilson can do that no problem. I think with that, number 5 offense the Seahawks got, defense is a little lackluster, but I believe to be the tide maker here with that powerful offense in the Seahawks going into Carolina here and beating the Panthers.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Russell Wilson is just ridiculous this year. He's in the MVP race, and if you don't have him in your MVP race, there's something kind of wrong with you, because the guy's doing everything for his team. As regards to offensively, he does it every year in, year out. But with that being said, of course, the Panthers are just not good, and they haven't been good, especially in the months of November and December, where they are 3-12. The last 2 seasons, so I don't see any problem with Russell Wilson coming in there. I mean, there's been some crappy teams that beat the Panthers lately. I'm pretty sure they're on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak as well. The defensive rankings are not that great. They're 24th overall, and the offense isn't much better, 21st. So going against the number 5 offense with the Seahawks, good luck on that. And surprisingly, has a pretty, like you said, lackluster defense, 26th. But yeah, Panthers are going to lose this game. Christian McCaffrey will ball as always. But ultimately, yeah, Russell Wilson's going to just do his thing. Next game is the Patriots at the Bengals, in which I was reading a Facebook comment on your status or somebody else's saying you were going to pick Cincinnati Bengals in this one. So is it true, T-Ball? Who do you have in this game? Because it would be an absolute miracle for the Bengals to beat the Patriots. I mean, they're at home.
Yeah, on Facebook, I did say that I would be going for the Bengals against the Patriots in this one. I believe the Bengals can take this game. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Can't help it.
But shout out to my brother-in-law, Sam Kuhn, out there, Bengals fan. I got you on this one, bub.
That's sad.
If you look at it this way, like, here's a positive. Okay, so Baker Mayfield is actually the only qualified passer with a lower passer rating than Andy Dalton right now. Andy Dalton's at 78.9, and Baker Mayfield's at like 77.6. So if Andy Dalton can be better than
somehow Tom Brady,
Baker Mayfield, then I believe Andy Dalton can give a run at Tom Brady and the Patriots. Fingers crossed.
With that 31st ranked defense.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not looking good.
Hey, look.
Their passing's not bad, but
Tom Brady has looked not himself the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, he's a little fed up, I think.
He just doesn't look the same.
He does lead the NFL in throwaways.
Yeah,
and incompletions.
Due to miscommunication. 21.
But I'm taking the Bengals. I don't know. I just feel like the Bengals get lucky in this one.
Get a sneaker.
It's going to be the sneak play. Yeah, watch, everybody. You laughing, but watch. When the Bengals just somehow happen to pull it out from New England, and they beat New England by a field goal.
No.
By a field goal. Bengals at home.
Hey, anything can happen in the NFL, but man, that's going to be the biggest upset of like the century in football. Like
The century.
Yeah, the Bengals have allowed 157 yards rushing per game, the most in the NFL. Sony Michel and James White back there's going to ball
on yesterday. You got to focus on today.
I'm focusing on Sunday. That's what I'm focusing on when this game's going to happen, and the Patriots are going to come into the Bengals and slaughter them. It's a rebound game from getting beat by the Chiefs and the Texans, and it's an easy one, and then they'll play a couple division games and probably win those. It'll be against Miami probably, and I think maybe the Bills again, or they already played twice or whatever. But no way the Pats lose this game. Next game.
Yeah. All right, guys, so the next game we got for you is the Buccaneers going into Detroit to face the Lions, who are still garbage at 3-9-1. Buccaneers, 29.1 points per game this season. That's third most in the NFL, which is extremely odd. I don't know. They came off that win. I didn't think they were going to beat the Colts last week, but they somehow did that. They are going up against the Lions defense. That's
not bad.
Not too shabby. I mean,
they've lost close games.
Yeah, most of them are pretty close, but
11 games.
Their defense is actually ranked 29th currently.
Huh.
But they're still good in the pass.
I mean, the eye
They're
test
at
is different.
home. I see Detroit beating the Buccaneers in this game.
I just have them because Mike Evans is down for the Bucks, man. That's their big time guy.
Right, and Jameis Winston is still leading the NFL in giveaways this season. So.
Right, and he will because he's got like 26 or some shit. What is it?
28.
20. My bad. 28. Even worse. My goodness, he throws a lot of interceptions this year, but he's slinging it. And anything can really happen in this game because I don't think either one of these teams are honestly playing for anything. I don't think Tampa Bay has a chance. I mean, they're second in their division, but that NFC race for playoff is really tight right now, and they're way back there. They'd have to win their next 3 games, and I don't think they can. I don't think it's going to matter much because they're going to have to play some real good teams out of that division coming up next, and I have the Lions too.
Lions, baby. Bring it in, big dog.
Next game is the Bears at the Green Bay Packers, baby. And Green Bay has won 6 of the last 7 games versus the Bears, including the number 100-year matchup in Week 1 at Bears T-Ball. I'm going to let you take it first. It always is.
Of course, I'm taking Green Bay. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers has a 23-2 touchdown to pass ratio this season. That's the 3rd highest in single season touchdown interception ratio in history. Minimum of 300 passing attempts.
NFL history.
3rd highest in NFL history.
Let them know.
With only 350 passing attempts.
Get them.
I mean, how do you go against that? Division game, Trubisky's been garbage.
Yeah, they're horrible. 29th on offense.
The Bears are trying to stay in the ball game, but Trubisky's had 7 starts with a passer rating more than 80, so
it's tied most in the NFL.
Their defense is good. They just got no offense, and their defense really isn't in that good anyways, but their defense somehow is the only reason they're able to stay viable.
Like I've said all season, they've carried them.
Green Bay's at home. I mean, how do you not pick Green Bay in this one? So they get their offense back together in this game. Obviously, big confidence boost, getting closer and closer to these playoffs for Green Bay.
Yeah, I've obviously got Green Bay wearing the shit every time I wear it. That's who I'm picking. You might as well just get used to it, YouTube, and whoever's watching. The Bears are 3-3 on the road. Not great. Aaron Rodgers plays like a baller in the snow. And you've seen that a couple weeks ago. Yes, it was against the Giants, but the Giants aren't terrible. It's not like going in there slaughtering the Bengals or something like that, like the Patriots get to do this year or this week. But Rodgers is 17-5 career versus starter versus the Bears. So let's make it 18-5. And they don't have to rely on Aaron Rodgers this year so much because they have a great run game. No matter what anybody says, Aaron Jones' ball, he's tied for most rushing touchdowns in the league with Christian McCaffrey. So tell me he's not good. It's not like he's just running them in from a yard out. This is from 20, 30, 40, whatever, you name it. They got a balanced system. Rodgers is basically saving his arm for the playoffs, if you think about it, because he doesn't have to throw as much when they hand it off, and that's what this game's going to come down to. They're going to run it first, then they're going to unleash Aaron Rodgers, and this defense is good for the Bears, but it ain't great, and Trubisky is just not good. This is his worst year he's done so far, and it's going to continue, and Packers roll on.
Next game we got for you guys is the Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I know what you're thinking. This is a division game. They're going into Kansas City. Man, big win for Kansas City against New England. I know they got a lot of hype and a lot of drive coming off of that win.
Yeah.
They do have 8 consecutive wins versus the Broncos. So
that ain't looking pretty.
I mean, yeah, it's not looking good for Denver. So if you're a Denver fan, I'm sorry, but more likely you're going to get blown out in this game, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be loud, especially against you guys. Good luck, Denver. Kansas City gets this win here.
Well, Kansas City's already got a lock on the AFC West. They win it overall, even if they lose out and Oakland wins out because they beat Oakland. And I don't think this game matters as much to them right now. They can basically lose out and still make the playoffs at 9-7. Denver is 2-5 on the road, man. It's tough to travel. They did just put a whooping on the Texans last week, which nobody's seen coming. That was crazy. I don't know if they can do that 2 weeks in a row because that game was at home. This one's on the road. You're traveling. This division game. Great opponent. I just probably should go with my gut here and just take the Chiefs.
I mean, look at it like this. You got Locke, who's their quarterback for the Broncos.
Played well last week. Very well. Very well.
Rookie starting quarterbacks are 1-6 in Kansas City since 1950. So, yeah, good luck.
Next game is the probably lame of the week. Dolphins at the Giants. Giants have lost 9 consecutive games. Longest active streak for them. That's pretty shitty. I mean, wow, man. 2-2 and then you just lose 9 straight. Doesn't look good. I'm just going to go out and say this is any man's game here. Eli Manning's been playing. He's going to play in this game, I'm pretty sure. He played decently last week for not playing for weeks. But I'm going to go with the Giants at home with Saquon. I think Saquon's going to have a big game against their defense. 100 yards rushing, stamp me in, and lock me down for the Giants in that game.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to try to get this one right with a road team here, and the Miami Dolphins. Seems like every time I pick them, I can't pick them right. But I think they go into New York here.
You got one of them.
Maybe one of them, I think. I don't know, but I think they go into New York here. I think, the game plan is shut down Saquon. I mean, Saquon's been held to fewer than 100 rushing yards in 8 consecutive games. That's the longest streak of his career. I think maybe he's a little tired at this point. And Dolphins are looking to get a win number 4 over a New York team that's 2-11. I mean,
just struggling.
Yeah, it's a little sad, but yeah, I think Dolphins take this game. So I'm going with Miami.
Gotcha for the Dolphins.
Next game, guys, is the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers have won the last 7 of 8 games.
6 straight.
I don't know. The Steelers are at home, and they are 8-5. I believe this will be a good game. I think the Bills are looking a little. I mean, they've played some decent teams here recently, so
played some good defenses.
I got to give it to them there. I don't know. And my gut says go with Buffalo here. So that's who I'm going to take. The numbers look good. Obviously, their defense is still incredible. It's just what's swaying me the most is Pittsburgh being at home.
Yeah, they played very well at home, and they won 6 straight. So could fare well for them.
Do you know the last time the Bills beat the Steelers was Week 5, 1999?
Woo! Doug Flutie and Cordell Stewart in that game.
But yeah, I'm taking Buffalo.
Oh, got the Billies, huh? You got the Billy Goats?
Yep.
Good, because that's not a team in the NFL, so that's an automatic win for me. Well, I was going to pick the Bills, but since I need to win some games back here, I'm going to put Old Faithful back at the old Pittsburgh Steelers being at home. Yeah. Number 5 defense versus number 3 defense for the Bills, so I'll give you that. But their defense is looking well. They're at home 2 games in a row, so they haven't had to travel. So they're rested up, essentially. Defense as well. I just hope they can get Juju back soon so they can help their offense more. Don't know if he's playing or not in this game, but I like the Steelers here at home. defense is going to shut down Josh Allen over there. And give me this win. Give me that much closer back to you to take the overall standings over the next 3 weeks.
That's like one of those games I'm probably going to regret. Like, I should have went with Pittsburgh, but...
Well, it's either way on this game, I think, another game. And they need to get a win to keep pace with the Ravens that just blew out the fucking Jets. And shout out to the Ravens, by the way, and Lamar Jackson for breaking Michael Vick's single-season rushing record as a quarterback. Killed it, and he's got 2 games to go, so he's got plenty more yards out there to get. Next game is Texans at Titans division game. This is for first place. I can't believe the Texans are sitting at 8-5, and I can't believe especially the Titans are sitting at 8-5, which the Titans have won 4 straight games, second longest active streak. T-ball. I like the Titans here. Not only they're at home, defense is pretty good. Offense is actually at the middle of the pack for once. You don't usually see that. Apparently, Ryan Tannehill is better than Marcus Mariota. Never knew I would be saying this on any kind of anything and admitting that. And because I've hated him all those years at Miami, he was just garbage. But it's a different system, different scheme. And the Titans are just on a flow. The Titans are tied for the second best record in the NFL since Week 7 at 6-1. Only the Ravens at 7-0 are better than them in that span. They are just balling right now. Buddy at work I work with, shout out to him, Nathan, if you're watching. But I like the Titans here this week.
I'm taking the Texans. I don't think those 19 and 25 ranks are that far apart. I think it's a little closer than that. I think these defenses are just about right as far as a matchup goes.
Yeah.
But with that powerful offense coming from the Texans, Deshaun Watson at 120.7 has the highest career passer rating versus the Titans or Oilers.
Nice.
So Deshaun Watson has their number. I think that powerful offense is what makes the difference in this game. I'm taking the Texans on the road. Next game we got for you guys is the Philadelphia Eagles going against the Washington Redskins. The Redskins are at home 3-10 this year versus a 6-7 Philadelphia team. Look out for the Eagles here in this one. I just think the Eagles take this game. I mean, the Eagles have not looked good really defensively. The Eagles defense have actually allowed 19.2 points per game over the last 6 games, but have allowed 26.6 points per game in their first 7 games. I just got to take the Eagles in this one. It's just an overall better matchup in my eyes. The Eagles' defense has improved significantly over the last 6 games, 26.6 points per game in their first 7 games. Now their defense is only allowing 19.2. The Redskins are just not good at 3-10. I mean, the Redskins have 9 games with fewer than 275 total yards this season. So
I'm going with the Redskins. Last week, just the last couple weeks I should say last 3 games I've seen the Washington Redskins, including playing the Packers, actually didn't look bad on defense. Defense is actually playing good. It's just the offense is super shaky with Dwayne Haskins, and he got hurt last week, and they should have taken him out. He kept getting shot or taking shots after shot, and he's limping around. But they're at home, and like I said, the Eagles are not that good. They should have lost last week in overtime to the Giants. Giants were beating them the whole game. Before that, they just played like shit and got beat by the Dolphins. There's no reason why the 3-10 Redskins can't beat them if the Dolphins did. So I'm going to take the Redskins this week. Try to get me a different one on you and get a little bit closer edge between us here. Next game is a pretty lame game again. It's going to be the Browns sitting at 6-7, close to being eliminated out of the playoffs, going in and playing at Cardinals. And the Browns have won 4 of the last 5 games, started the season 2-6, my bro. Can they keep winning and be 9-7 and somehow sneak into the playoffs, T-ball?
I mean, I think the Browns definitely win this ball game on the road. The Cardinals are allowing the most fantasy points to quarterbacks this season, if that means anything for fantasy guys.
Put up stats.
You're looking at an offense that's mediocre, a defense that's mediocre. Like, they can hang or they can't hang. It's a different story with this 3-9-1 Cardinals team. I mean, I think they're allowing 20-plus points in the last 13 games that they've played. I mean, the only team in NFL to allow that. So it just hasn't looked good for the Cardinals all year. They're just not a competitive team ever really anymore. I never understood why Larry Fitzgerald stayed over there for so long.
Money. Yeah, I see the Browns beating the Cardinals this game. It may be a close game just because these two teams are just kind of just not playing good at all. Cardinals are just terrible. And the Browns offense should be balling. They got Njoku back. They're starting tight end. He was shaky as last week, but Chubb, he's number one, I'm pretty sure, in rushing this year. He's balling. He's pretty much the whole offense, and you can't just keep relying on him, but maybe they could spread the ball around this Sunday. Get Odell Beckham Jr. some fucking yards like we're used to seeing his amazing catches. Get back on track and somehow sneak into the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Browns as well.
Next game we got for you guys is the Jacksonville Jaguars going into the Oakland Raiders, trying to go against that black and silver. Derek Carr is actually 6-2 in his last 8 home games, 5-2 this season. I think the Raiders at home, pretty tough team to beat at home. 6-7 against the 4-9 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are allowing 141.1 rushing yards per game this season. Only the Bengals with like 156 are allowing more. So, guess who the Oakland Raiders have as a running back?
Josh Jacobs, rookie.
And
Ballin'.
they're actually ranked 11th in rushing.
He's got 1,000 yards.
Jags only have a 23rd ranked defense. Really, the only thing they have is a decent pass and a decent rush, and that's because of Fournette. If you stop Fournette, I think it's game over. Give me the Oakland Raiders in this one.
Oh, nice.
The numbers just point to them. And at home, yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, and it sucks because I want to pick the Jags just to get that one different on you, but they are 0-5 in their last 5 games. They are fucking 4-6 in conference, playing a conference team. And the Oakland Raiders are 5-2 at home, playing very well at home. And if the Oakland Raiders give this game up to the Jags, it's like another stunner, like when they gave that one up to the Jets. Yeah. It got blown out. But
I don't know how that happened.
It could happen, man. They've beat some teams. So I'm going to just go with the Jags. Just try to get this one on you. Just a flip of a coin on this one and try to get this one. But I feel like the Oakland Raiders are a much better team here. But I'm going to go with just a pure luck. I don't know if it's Minshew or if it's Foles. But whoever's playing is going to get that win for me. Next game is the Rams at Cowboys, in which I will be rooting for the Cowboys to win. And if we win the Green Bay Packers, then we have automatic playoff spots. So that basically determines my winner here. I got the Cowboys here on this game, but I think Ezekiel Elliott's balling. Obviously, he's got 1,000 yards rushing this year. The Dallas Cowboys have just got they've got to win. Like I don't want to see a fucking team in that division between either them and the Eagles, because that's who it's up against for the division, both at 6-7 right now. I don't want to see a team under 500 win the division and make it into the playoffs. That's bullshit to me. So I think the Cowboys will turn it around these next 3 games and at least go 500 and win the division, unless the Eagles come out and win 3 in a row and win it 9-7. But I like the Cowboys here this time. And the Rams have just not been good sometimes. Like, there's games they should have won and they got their ass beat. And you're like, what?
Check this out.
Yeah.
Rams have won the last 5 of 7.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are 0-6 versus teams currently above 500 this season.
Oh, yeah?
6-1 versus teams below 500. The Rams are 8-5, so they're well over a 500 team.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are also allowing the 4th most fantasy points for you fantasy guys.
But they also have the number 1 offense.
I know. That's what's weird about it. Number 1 passing offense, too.
Yep.
They are at home.
Number 1 passing offense.
They are at home. Offenses. That's a really big deal in this situation. Todd Gurley has not looked good. He's been making me mad, honestly, because I know how good he is.
Right.
And he just hasn't been him. He wasn't bad, I think, last week. I think he did decent. But, yeah, I mean, you got to look at it this way, though. You got a top 10 defense, and Dak Prescott against, like, top 10 defense is, like, 0-4.
Yeah, he's not that good.
So, my slight edge goes to Los Angeles in this one, just purely based on defense. I think the defensive struggle comes into play at this one for the Cowboys. So, give me the Rams in this one. Next game we got for you guys is the Atlanta Falcons going into the San Francisco 49ers. Check this out. 49ers won last week. Called that. There is no way the Atlanta Falcons on the road come into the 49ers and beat the 49ers with a deadly defense that's only allowing 150.8 passing yards per game this season. That's the fewest since like 1977.
Ridiculous.
And all the Atlanta Falcons do is pass. The Falcons don't have a chance in this game. The 49ers blow out a 4-9 piss poor Atlanta Falcons team. Point blank period. 49ers in this one, no problem. 49ers probably going to score at least 40 in this game.
I agree. I'm picking them because T-Ball did. No, but seriously, 49ers going to destroy them, just like I called the fucking Jets and Ravens game. It's going to same concept. The Niners are playing for that number 1 overall, keeping track. And if the Falcons came in here and beat them somehow, that'd be fucking crazy. No way. 49ers, let's go to the next game. Vikings at Chargers. Chargers have a good defense. So I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. I need them to win this game to get them off our backs. But they're also at home. They played pretty well at home. Vikings are 3-4 on the road this season, 6-0 at home. T-Ball.
Yeah, Vikings are still, thirsty. They're trying to make a run still, 9-4. They're looking good.
They're in wild card spot right now.
This will be a tough team for them to play this week. You never know what to expect from the Los Angeles Chargers, especially them being at home. So they're doing it on the ground. Of course, Dalvin Cook can get it done. And the defense, not as good, obviously, as the Chargers, but can still maybe keeping competitive. I got Minnesota at this one on the road. So give me Minnesota in this game. I think Dalvin Cook makes the difference in this one.
Fuck that. That's Sunday Night Football for you guys, by the way. And T-Ball's going to bring you the Monday Night Football game.
The Monday Night Football game is the Colts going into the Saints. The Colts losing to the Bucs last week. Tough loss for them.
Yeah.
Colts lost 7 of the last 9 games against the Saints. The Saints are 10-3. They're a powerhouse. They're looking to make a run in the playoffs. Obviously, Drew Brees coming back off of injuries, trying to get it done, division. Keep them in this. They've got it locked up, and they're ready to get it done. The Saints have gone 43 straight games without losing consecutive games in a single season. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. So I think that tradition stays alive right there for them. I think Jacoby Brissett doesn't have the capabilities of Drew Brees. The defense for the Saints is better. The offense is better. The only thing really the Colts have going for them is their rushing game, and that's not going to keep them competitive in this one. So give me the Saints at home.
Saints lost one at home last week. Yeah, I get it was the 49ers coming in there, lost that close one. And it's hard to win in that dome. I don't know they can drop this game to the Colts, but the Colts have a pretty good defense. That's kind of keeping them close in games, but after watching them lose 1-2, I mean, it's an NFC opponent. It's a totally different kind of opponents than what you prepare for when you're in division with the AFC, right? And they're going to do it again with the Saints here. But my gut says there's some kind of lucky shit that the Colts pull off here because the Saints have already got the division one and a playoff spot automatically. They're going to be at the lowest seed they could be as the number 4, which they would have to play a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're going to risk anybody getting hurt. I wouldn't from here on out. I'd take the starters out. Let these other guys get some reps and stuff, and I hope they do. And if they do that, I would pick the Colts, but I haven't heard anything, so I think I'll just stay with the Saints. But if that was to happen, I would be like, man, Colts got this game. But I don't see it happening. I think maybe they're just going to keep blowing teams out so they can try to be that number 3 team. I mean, that's what they're playing for essentially, either 3rd or 4th place. Right. Unless the Packers lose out and they win out. I mean, because we got the same record. But give me the Saints. That's our Week 15 picks. T-Ball, you're out 11 games, you son bitch, and I hope I can catch your ass.
Well, good luck with that, bub. For all you guys out there on the Heated Waves Network here on the Heated Waves podcast, we are glad to bring you guys those Week 15 picks there. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yep.
I'm T-Ball.
And I'm Mr. Bradley, Heated Waves Podcast, number 1 Packers fan, by the way.
Check us out on Facebook, guys.
Absolutely. Go to our Facebook page at Heated Waves with a Z, and you can come post anything, any videos, cool videos you see. We've got a lot of sports videos on there. working hard to get some other kind of videos, and there's some funny ones and stuff like that. But don't forget to check that out. Again, that's at Heated Waves with a Z on Facebook. Come like our page, come comment, and share some photos or whatever with us. And we appreciate you guys listening, and peace out.